Welcome to week 29 for the Premier League preview here on BetSafe. I'm Alan McInally, Sky Sports Soccer Saturday pundit, and of course, as he is every week by my side, ex-Arsenal and I'll never say Liverpool there, ex-Arsenal and Manchester City striker Paul Dickov. BetSafe, of course, the official betting partner of Premier League giants Manchester City. We'll be going through, hopefully, the best of the action for all the weekend, and of course, giving you boosted industry prices on our trebles. That's my treble and Paul's trebles, and hopefully your sportsbook wallet will look a little bit better on Monday morning. And remember, if you're a new customer, you can put £10 in your new account. BetSafe will give you £20 absolutely free. And if we just go back a little bit, thanks very much to United,
another treble,
Bournemouth and United, 92 trebles. So we're on about a 5-timer. Paul's, I think, has done a little better than me, but I chipped in a couple of weeks ago with a 92, which is pretty good. Okay, this is week 29 on BetSafe for Premier League preview. Arsenal versus Man City, and we've both gone for City.
Yeah, I'm getting a bit predictable.
I know.
Going for
well, to
City,
be fair, I'm going for
mate,
City. Apart from the fact that Arsenal are stinking the whole place out at the moment,
yeah.
They're 5-4 City on BetSafe. 5-4. It's a big price, Paul.
It is, and you think they've won their last 3 games away from home, City. I think they've got a club record at the minute of 5 or 6 clean sheets away from home in the league. And Arsenal losing 4 out of the last 5 games. It's just there's so much wrong there at the minute. You know, you go back to the last game they played against West Brom. The goals they conceded were just
I did the
schoolboy.
Sky, Paul. You know, and as the corners coming in, I'm like, he's winning this easy.
It was embarrassing.
But I don't. You were a manager. If you're struggling and Arsenal's struggling, the last thing you would do is not man mark. You're not going to mark an area. Especially
against West Brom at set pieces.
Well,
and McInally at the same time.
Exactly.
And it happens, but the exact same thing happened again, and that's just, it's lack of concentration, it's lack of confidence, and it's negligible at the same time as well. And the way City are playing going forward at the minute, you know, and the Liverpool game ended up drawn, creating loads of chances. Aguero's back scoring, Sané, Sterling. I could see them giving Arsenal a right doing.
I've been almost converted to Sané. I watched him play for Germany the other night there, and I was really impressed.
He's the real deal. Took him a little bit of time to get going, but
because I wanted to take him off against Arsenal.
It was the Arsenal game, then he went and scored.
Straight after half time. Listen, Arsenal 21-10. If you still think Arsenal are good enough, at home, of course, might be a big advantage to win the game. The draw 27-10. Man City 5-4. There are some BetSafe boosts for this game. And we also have that triple chance, and it's in this game. Sanchez, Aguero or Kevin De Bruyne to score first, 4-3. So you get 1 bet, 3 chances. Sanchez, Aguero, De Bruyne to score first, 4-3. If you think Sanchez and Aguero to score, we'll give you 6-1. You're not getting that price anywhere else. Yeah. And Man City to win both halves, 7-1.
Wow.
Hang on, I never noticed that.
No, the 6-1 and the Sanchez and Aguero, although all's not great with Sanchez at the minute either.
I was going to say to you, I actually put a little star here. Sanchez remains unsigned. Is it a problem?
I think it is. You know, there was a couple of things came out a few weeks ago saying that the players weren't happy with him. He's spitting his dummy out, but he's been doing that for a majority of the season now.
Yeah, well,
you know, and he's a top player. Don't get me wrong, but the way he reacts to things sometimes tells me that he's not going to be there next year.
I said I was going to, when he say if he signs his contract, I was going to shave, so I apologise for my grey stuff going on. Listen, we've both gone for Man City. Man City are 5-4 on BetSafe. It's a very, very big price. Leicester against Stoke. You've gone for Leicester. When I read the fixture, I was like, ooh. I couldn't go near it.
I was thinking the same.
Couldn't go near it.
They're on a roll at the minute. Craig Shakespeare being in there. Players are back on side, obviously.
Biased.
Yeah, I am a little bit, but the players are back on side, obviously.
Yeah.
Big thing for me is the fans are back on side as well.
Yeah,
you know, it's a huge thing for them at the King Power last year. The atmosphere, the fans getting right behind them. And knowing Craig as I do, how he sets his teams up, it's to go and press. And I just think the confidence they've got now, 3 wins in the bounds, scored 3 goals in each game, which I can't see them scoring 3 against Stoke, but I just think they'll nick it because Stoke have been struggling, decent at home, but away from home they've struggled to pick up points.
First. Leicester even money, another big price on BetSafe. 5-2 the draw, 3-1 Stoke. I don't think you would have spoken like that, even with the problems Leicester have had Stoke been better defensively this year. Maybe haven't been. Is that true?
And away from they've only won 1 in the last 7 away from
home. Yeah.
You know, at home they've been a lot better. I just think Vardy's back in the groove. Mahrez, Drinkwater, all the big players last year Craig Shakespeare's got them playing again. Champions League quarter-final to come up. So,
Yeah.
so as I said, the big thing for me is the fans back on side there, because it's a difficult place to go when the Leicester fans are at it.
Last away match, Stoke 0-0 at City.
Yeah, they did defend with 27 players though in that game, which I can't see them doing
that.
that.
That only got them a draw,
Yeah.
by the way. Okay, we'll give it. What did I say? Leicester even money, 5-2 the draw. Stoke 3-1. The wee man thinks that Leicester will nick it. Leicester by a goal, 5-2. Stoke to win 2-0. You get a big 7-1. Swansea against Middlesbrough. You've gone for Swansea at home. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I just think obviously Middlesbrough are struggling without the manager at the minute as well. Can't score a goal.
No.
For the life of them. And I know Swansea went in that great run, winning 4 out of 6 when Paul Clement first took over, and they've not won their last 2 games. But this could really push Swansea a bit clear of the drop zone now, and I just can't see Middlesbrough scoring a goal.
That's the only.
Swansea with Llorente are always a threat. I think he's a top player, and he's been brilliant. Being at home, dragging them away to the relegation zone, I think they'll have more about them.
I went for Bournemouth for the treble a couple of weeks ago because Bournemouth are at home, and I thought they'd turn over Swansea. But you can say exactly the same thing. Home advantage at the bottom end of the table is just sometimes such an advantage.
Yeah, it is, and there's not a lot between them in the places, and Swansea will be looking at to say that this can be the game that can really pull us away a little bit, and at the same time put Middlesbrough back right in it again.
Swansea odds on 19-20. The draw is 12-5. Middlesbrough a big 13-4. Almost getting over 4s. There's some bet safes boosts on this game. Llorente to score at any time, as Paul was just saying, he's a big goal threat. 7-4 on BetSafe. If you think the match will finish 1-0, it's 7-1, and for Llorente and Negredo both to score, 9-1. Your treble is Leicester, Swansea and Man City at 9-1.
Decent.
That's pretty good. That it is pretty good. I don't know whether the Leicester one might let you down, but 9-1 for Paul's treble. Leicester, Swansea and City. Okay, I said City as well to start, 5-4. Southampton, Bournemouth, I've gone for the Saints.
Yeah, I kept away for this one just purely because it's a big,
unpredictable.
Yeah, it's a big derby game.
Yeah.
You know, there's not been many over the years, obviously, with Bournemouth not being up there, but it's just a tough one to call. Like Southampton, I think with Gabbiadini there, I think he's a proper goal scorer, but their form's not been that great.
No. I was speaking to someone from Italy the other day, and they were saying that he's not surprised the way he's played, but he actually plays as not necessarily as an out-and-out striker. Yeah. He likes to play in and around and get links up, and you know when someone gets the byline, he likes to be around the penalty spot, stroking into the net.
He pulls off, doesn't he?
Little cutbacks, and
quite a lot. His movement's great, and you've seen the goals he scored, especially the one against United at Wembley. You give him half a chance, he's a finisher.
Absolutely.
But Bournemouth fit a bit of form at the minute.
The only reason I'm going for the Southampton, and I was with Bournemouth last week or 2 weeks ago, is I think home advantage might be a big thing, specifically in this particular game or derby.
Well, it's a big derby game.
Yeah.
Josh King stood up to the plate, scoring goals recently since Callum Wilson's been injured.
Though.
So, and I'm glad for Eddie Howe more than anything else that they've pulled away from it a little bit, because it looked as if they're going to get sucked back in. But it's a big game for both teams.
It's a massive game, 9-14. Quite heavy odds on actually, Southampton. I thought they might get around a better price on that. 3-1 the draw, and a big 14-3 on Bournemouth. There's some bet-safe boosts in this game as well. Southampton to win and Shane Long to score, 11-5, big price. Southampton to win and both teams to score, 11-4. That might be one, especially with the way Paul's talking about Josh King. And if the match to finish 2-1, 10-1, I'm going to put a little star right there because that'll suit me right down to the ground. My third, Watford against Sunderland, maybe unsurprisingly, Watford.
Well,
and neither of them are.
Backing against Sunderland's been a bit of a banker recently, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I've probably just killed you.
Only because they let us down in the first 6-7 weeks of the season.
Yeah, they did, and look, they can't score, they can't pick up a point. They went to Palace, what was that, a month ago? 5 weeks ago, won 4-0, and it was like, here we go. I don't think I've scored a goal since.
Incredible.
But, you know, big well done to Jermaine Defoe, getting back in England squad this week.
If you'd have played for Scotland against, who did we play? Slovenia the other night. You could have been our Scottish.
I could have been our Chris Martin, getting
booed
right,
on. Well done, Jermaine Defoe. Quite incredible. You know, he's quite simply scores goals all over the place.
He does, but for him to score goals, you've got to create chances, and they're not doing that either. I keep away from Watford every week because you don't know what you're getting, but I just can't. At the minute, whatever fixture Sunderland's got, and I've got to go with you in this, I can't see them winning.
Watford 12 to 13 again, a shades of odds on. 5 to 2 the draw. Sunderland 17 to 5. I'd give you any price you want on Sunderland. It's just the fact I don't think they defend well enough, and if Mr. Deeney has his boots in the right feet, I think they might just manage to finish off my treble. There's not any boosted here. I just put Sunderland to win both halves. It's a big price, 19 to 3, just in case you were interested. And if you think Watford can win to 0, 19 to 10. That'll be a big price, certainly if you manage to keep Jermaine Defoe quiet. My treble then is Southampton, Watford and City, 13 to 2. A little skinnier, almost sevens, not just quite.
They could go for the double treble on that one, big man. I think they're looking good, both of them.
You hadn't picked Leicester, I might have done that. Yeah. Right, huge game on Merseyside. Liverpool against Everton. I don't know, I just couldn't touch it. I just couldn't touch it. I'll give you the odds first. Liverpool odds on 3 to 5. Maybe on.
I think the draw.
33 to 10 the draw. Everton 14 to 3. How do Liverpool, who haven't really been brilliant defensively, keep Lukaku quiet?
I don't know, and that's why I've kept away from it, because I think that they've only won 3 out of their last 10. I think it's a massive blow losing Lallana.
Yeah,
it's easy for me to say.
Yeah, that is a big problem
because
for
he is the. I remember when we done the preview a few weeks ago, Dominic Matteo was with us talking about how he obviously sees Liverpool every game, and when Lallana plays and he's at it, they're a completely different team, and I think they'll miss him. Everton
they need Manny to shine big time then, don't they?
Yeah, they do, but Lallana's pressing and the way he creates things allows Manny to go.
Who plays on there? Does it ask Firmino to do the job? Or?
Firmino and put Origi up top maybe, but he's still not going to have the same effect. Not as well as Lallana. No. Lallana is the catalyst for them in the team to go and press, and I think they'll miss him massively. Same as Everton will miss Seamus Coleman. You know, we'll wish him all the best, by the way, because it was horrendous. But I like the look of Everton. And
14 to 3, they're a big price going to Anfield.
Yeah, they are. But derby game, it's in a big derby game. I can't call it. If I had to say anything, I would go for the draw at 33 to 10.
Sitting on the fence, 33 to 10 the draw. There are BetSafe boost markets here on BetSafe. Liverpool to win and both teams to score, 11 to 4. Liverpool to win and Coutinho to score. That's a big price, by the way. 72, that could easily happen. We're looking for... Has he not been in the best of form lately, Coutinho?
No, he's not. I got hammered a few weeks ago by saying that he wouldn't get in Man City's team.
Yeah.
Start of the season he would have done, but recently I think he's struggled.
I think you're right. I don't think he would get in the City team right now.
And the other thing, big thing, if Firmino does play and Coutinho, they've just played for Brazil last night.
Came back in a private jet, landed last night. I think they landed.
And that's it's a long way to come before a big early kick-off as well.
Here's one, and apart from my treble, I'm going to remind you about this next week. Everybody in BetSafe land. A penalty in the match on BetSafe, 72, you've been told. Burnley against Spurs.
Normally, any other season, we would have said Spurs all day long the way they're playing.
But
Burnley at home
what is the thing they've got? They haven't been beat at home.
They've had 9 wins all season, and all 9 have came at home. It's just
including... They should have beat something against Arsenal. Yep. Arsenal scored late on. They beat Liverpool, and they beat everybody there, really, haven't they?
They have, and I just can't. We say it every week. Away from home, you wouldn't back them. At home, whoever they're playing against, you think they're going to pick up something.
The only thing is, and you and I know this, having watched them now, Spurs, and we've said it loads of times. You and I both thought that Spurs were the biggest problem for Chelsea, because they look like the most physical and psychological, the way they've been playing at the moment, the biggest problem for Chelsea at the top of the league. Yeah,
and I think they are. But going to Burnley, the way Burnley will set up, Michael Keane's been outstanding.
Terrific
for them.
Well done to him as well with England.
I think this game away from home more than a home game, they're going to miss Harry Kane even more, because he's the one that can create something out of nothing.
I agree.
Whereas, if they play Son up there, who's been causing problems, but that's purely running in behind. Burnley aren't going to give him any space in behind at all. So you're just wondering where Tottenham are going to cut them open.
Well, it means Eriksen will have to be at his absolute very best to try and squeeze something in between Eriksen, where there's not going to be a lot of space.
Dele Alli, and you've seen Burnley at Turf Moor a few times this season. That gap between the back four and the middle four, there's nothing there.
Almost about the same size as you, or even less than that. That is, you're right. Burnley 49 to 10, nearly 5 to 1. Burnley. The draw 3 to 1. Spurs 8 to 13. Still odds on Spurs. unsurprisingly favourites to win the game, but I think Paul makes a good.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one to call
for Burnley. Yeah, it is a genuinely tough one to call. If it'd been that easy, we'd have put Spurs in our doubles and trebles. If you think Spurs are guaranteed to win and they're going to win both halves, I just threw in a 20-90-20 for you. It's a very toughie indeed. Chelsea against Palace. Chelsea 10 points clear at the top of the league.
You just can't see anything but a Chelsea win every time you look at
them at the start of the season.
Yeah, and every time you look at them and you think this could be a tough game for them, or they find a way to come through. You know, was it Stoke that went there the last time? And they were up against it for a little bit against them. Stoke actually played quite well, but they still managed to find a way to go and win the game. And you've got Hazard in the form he's in, Costa, Pedro. You know, I worry a little bit.
Difficult, isn't it? Chelsea 2-7, really heavy odds on favourites, unsurprisingly of course. 14-3 the draw. Palace 21-7. Sam Allardyce's career as manager, he's always had something
against the big clubs.
Correct.
He does.
Thanks for saying that.
He
I
does.
couldn't get it out.
No, he does. And
but he
sets up
does.
and he manages to
so
rile
what
teams, get under them.
Think,
I think he'll just sit in tight and defend. You know, I think they've kept first. Is the Sam? We've been speaking for months now about when this Sam effect going to kick in. You know, the last 3 games I've kept 3 clean sheets.
Fantastic.
You know, but it's going to be difficult for them because I've not been up against the calibre of a team like Chelsea.
I tell you, the great point you make there, Paul, is that the last 3 games with 3 clean sheets and 3 good results for Palace to a certain extent. This is a free hit.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah, it is.
Without belittling Palace's chance of actually getting anything in the game.
Yeah, and look, you've played in games yourself, or sometimes you're. It was always when you played Man United when I played.
Yeah.
If you went in there, got a point, it was as if you'd won the league. And you know, it'd be very similar to Crystal Palace here. But just the way Chelsea are playing and the players have got, the mentality that the players have got from the manager, by the way, who's been brilliant. I just can't see where they're going to drop points.
Well, if the international break hasn't quenched their thirst enough for scoring more goals in international, Chelsea to win and over 3.5 goals, 2-1 on BetSafe. It's a big price. Hull against West Ham.
Kept away from this one as well.
There's a big thing about Bilic. He hasn't had the proper backing from the board or something.
No, I don't know. It's the board, and then he's under pressure, and then he's not under pressure. I don't think things have been well there. You know, not obviously the Payet thing, new stadium, and everything else. But I personally like Slaven. I think he's a good lad. I think he's done a really good job under difficult circumstances, and I think this will be a tough game for them. Hull at home, a little bit like Burnley recently. You know, since the new managers came in, they've been winning lots of games. So we'll wait and see.
Well, just a look. West Ham have lost 3 on the trot and dropped to 12th. Hull incidentally 3-2. The draw 7-3. West Ham 19-10. This is one where I'd probably be banging on about the draw, as in West Ham want to go there and make sure they don't get beat.
I've had to put McInally in. I would go for Hull.
Really?
Just with their home form recently.
Yep.
You know, away from home they can't pick up a win, they can't pick up a point even, but they've been winning a lot of games at home.
It's the best chance, isn't it?
I think it'll be difficult for West Ham on Saturday.
Hull to win in both teams to score, 19-5. You think Paul might be right, but certainly Hull 3-2. Odds against to win the game. Manchester United against West Brom. Last but not least.
Talking about free hits, does Tony Pulis go there and have a free hit? You know, they had a great result against Arsenal at home.
Listen, I nearly put Man United in this and realised we're playing against West Brom, and I couldn't rub it out quick enough.
Set pieces, we say it every week. You know they're going to be a threat, but you know it hurts me to say it, but United are closing in that top 4
they are,
as well. You know they're not in 5th place, not that far behind Liverpool now as well. I think Ibra's still got 1 game.
Yeah, he doesn't play, buddy. Yeah. He doesn't play.
Who be a big miss for them.
Yeah.
But United at home, the players they have got, you would say that they would nick it, but I can never back against Tony Pulis' teams.
Exactly. Man United incidentally odds on 40-13, so because it's at Old Trafford, probably heavy odds on. 22-5 the draw. West Brom 19-2. It's just listen, you can have a dabble by all means on BetSafe, but I would tread very lightly for the simple reason that West Brom have been absolutely fantastic. If you think United are going to be good and win at half-time, United in a full-time draw, 20-1 in other words, a fighting comeback by West Brom.
United have struggled at home as well.
I was about to say
a lot of teams have went there.
The form at home, buddy, hasn't really been absolutely bang on.
You know,
a lot of draws.
You've heard Mourinho come out and saying that if they turned up, well, it's there to see, if they turned a lot of their draws into the game, they'll be up there.
Yeah.
Pushing Chelsea really close.
I do think the good point you make is that Have they got a game in hand against Liverpool?
Got a game in hand against Liverpool, and I think they're 4 points behind them. So,
yeah, so you know, United home advantage here. Liverpool have got to entertain Everton. It could be a big weekend in that top 4 swing, buddy.
And Arsenal, Man City.
And Arsenal, Man City.
So
incredible.
Huge games.
Absolutely. Okay, that's week 29's Premier League preview with myself and Paul. Paul's treble: Leicester, Swansea, and City. Manchester City, that is 9-1. And my treble: Southampton, Watford, and Manchester City. And remember, if you're a new customer, you open an account, you put £10 in that account, BetSafe will give you £20 absolutely free. Don't forget about the big game and the triple chance bet. 43 for one of the lads to score. It was Sanchez, Aguero, and De Bruyne.
Kevin De Bruyne.
It was 43. Okay, good luck with all your bets at the weekend on BetSafe. Remember, best prices on BetSafe all the chance. Good luck to all your trebles as well. And all your bets over the weekend. We'll be back with week 30 next week.